Harper One and HarperAudio present Psychobabble, Viral Mental Health Myths and the Truths to Set You Free, by Joe Nucci, LPC. This is the author. This book contains advice and information related to mental health care. It should be used to supplement rather than to replace the advice of your doctor or another trained health professional. If you're currently in therapy or still on your mental health journey, consider reading this book with a trusted loved one or a qualified practitioner. This book is written in loving memory of my dad, Joseph Anthony Nucci. It is dedicated to all those who are grieving or dealing with other inescapable problems of living. You are not alone. Introduction: The Tower of Psychobabble. The speed at which talking about mental health has gone from taboo to commonplace is unprecedented. Just a few decades ago, admitting that you struggled with depression, anxiety, obsessive-compulsive disorder or OCD, or any other mental health concern would constitute a serious social liability. People who sought out therapy risked being labeled as crazy or psycho. They might even be thought of as head cases and might even be considered dangerous. Today, however, speaking openly about mental health struggles is considered a sign of authenticity and personal strength. Unlike other contentious topics in today's society, mental health appears to have shirked all manner of prescription. Mental health is a topic at dinner time and even in the workplace. It's portrayed in movies and on television, openly discussed on podcasts and cable news channels. On social media, celebrities, politicians, professional athletes, and an army of ordinary people routinely discuss the details of their mental health in public spaces without fear of social retribution. In fact, the opposite is true. Mental health influencers stand to gain huge followings, make money, land book deals, and share their knowledge with millions of people. Jeff Gunther, better known as @TherapyJeff on social media, once gave an interview in which he said he made almost $1 million in 1 year from merchandise, brand deals, and direct subscriptions. If I'm being honest, I landed this book deal partly because of my own social media following. There are still some cultures and subcultures in which discussions about mental health seemingly do not exist or are considered private, unsuitable for public airing. But throughout the Western world today, enough people speak openly about mental health to substantiate a mental health culture. Put simply, mental health culture consists of all the people who talk about mental health and therefore influence the public's beliefs, values, practices, and corresponding systems of language in relation to mental health. While everyone is talking about mental health, not everyone is qualified to do so. Sometimes, mental health content creators are credentialed academics or professional clinicians like me. Like many creators, I practice psychotherapy and help people with mental health concerns. But frequently, the content creators doling out viral advice online are mental health enthusiasts who enjoy talking about therapy-related topics or sharing stories about their mental health journeys, but lack actual credentials, training, and clinical experience. And herein lies a serious problem. Many professionals in this field work tirelessly to shake off the taboo that overshadowed mental health for decades. But today, mental health is not just destigmatized, it's popularized. While this shift undoubtedly has some benefits, it also has many downsides. The popularization of mental health terminology has given rise to an army of armchair experts who regularly speak on the topic and, knowingly or unknowingly, misuse psychological jargon. They spread misinformation and often inflict a lot of damage in the process. Given the sharp, unexpected, and potentially hazardous rise in mental health culture, we need to talk about how we talk about mental health. We need to separate fact from fiction and folklore, but the problem is not just about misconceptions and misinformation. It's important to address terms that seemingly pop up out of nowhere and define what they actually mean and what they do not mean. We need to discuss the potentially harmful consequences that arise from misused terms and other kinds of misinformation.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?